I think from BT's perspective, we're seeing some really exciting developments as we work with our customers, many of whom are here today, as we support them through their own growth journeys. I think it's probably fair to say we've seen the demand and the emergence for cloud-based solutions, probably more as an integral part of our customers' IT strategies than ever before. In particular, in the area of cloud contact center, where our customers are, following the themes earlier, are, really using innovative and transformational cloud-based technologies to get better connected, to stay connected, to get more agility as, the landscapes of customers and connecting with customers becomes more dynamic. So using, innovation and cloud-based technologies to support our customers as they, compete and win locally and globally. I think what we're also seeing is a move to, more next generation technologies in the voice area, for instance, particularly with our global companies here in Ireland, and our, BT with a global network, global solutions, supported by the BT Ireland operation here. We're working with the largest multinationals based here in Ireland as they look to use, innovative technologies to be really, cost efficient, to drive, agility, resilience and mobility as they look to grow their businesses here in Ireland and thankfully grow across EMEA and globally.
There is clearly today, we've reached a point where for a company to declare to the world, but particularly the financial markets, that you have a digital strategy and with digitally is a good thing. And there is an effect on share price, which we didn't put in the book because we're still trying to figure out how it works. But there is clearly a correlation between being digital, or at least declaring that you're in digital, and the valuation in the marketplace. So people are playing on that. And as a consultant, I always listen to the spiel first and say, okay, so now what are your priorities? So trying to understand, are they behind the veneer of, we're doing everything digitally? What are your priorities? Is it, raising capabilities? Is it delivering a different experience? Is it changing the manufacturing? And then try to see below, in the people that actually have to do it, what they're actually implementing. There is a big gap today between, and this is not only for share price reasons, but there is a big gap between what people would like to do and what's really capable. I'll give you an example. You've talked very eloquently about analytics, which is a big thing in business. I mean, it is the topic that everybody talks about today. And I still get a lot of people saying, I know how to figure out how to make better decisions for analytics, so that's the strategy we're going to have. And then you go down into the operation and you find that there's like one data scientist and he wants to leave. He wants to go work for Google. So you say, well, you're unlikely to make this happen with those kind of capabilities. So it's really try to connect, I was loosely using the word vision, a little bit loosely, but this vision strategy, whatever we call this, this kind of where are you driving the organization, with what priority, to what capability do you really have? And that's why I made the point earlier on to say it doesn't matter where you start. In fact, it matters to start where you have real capabilities. So there's no surprise why Burberry started with the front end of the business, because that's where they had capability, marketing and all that. There's no surprise why Asian Paints went down the supply chain and the engine room, because that's where they are. They are manufacturing people. So start where you have capabilities and they build up, because today everybody, so if we stick to analytics, everybody is actually trying to hire exactly the same people. And I can go into cloud architect, I can go into digital marketing people. We're all trying to hire the same people. There's not as many of them as we need. And I would add a third point, which I sit on the board of a business school, and I can see, and I'm trying to push them to say, you are not breeding the kind of guys that are needed. So you have to change, university, business school, and all these kind of people. So we have a job to do to actually bring this capability. And to me, that's where is the hype versus the reality is, when, how much of these capability building program you actually have put in place into your organization. The other thing I try to check is there is there really a capability building program? So for instance, very often in these large companies, you find, I was expecting to see HR and the people side of the organization being really involved in this capability building, because for years I've heard HR people telling me we don't have a seat at the table, we want to blah, blah, blah. So all these kind of things that you hear HR saying. And here's a huge opportunity for the people side of the organization to get involved. And it was only in fairly few organizations that I saw this big and when I say capability, I mean not just hiring. I mean hiring, training, partnering, incubating. Whatever you can think of in terms of getting those skill set, and you're not going to get it from one area. You're going to have to really build a real program for, reverse mentoring is the one that's in fashion right now. But all of these things are extremely useful, building your own digital universities. But it has to be programmed and in order to deliver the dream of the digital business, whatever that is.